Hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red. In the last episode, we defeated Koga in a rather unexpected and cheap victory, and we got the Soul Badge. And in this episode, we are going to the Safari Zone. That's actually one more thing I didn't show off, but I usually prefer to challenge a gym before doing the Safari Zone. We're gonna go there for two reasons, and there's actually two items in there that we actually need. And of course, that's one of the reasons, because we need those two items, so technically it is required for us to go to the Safari Zone. The other reason is just for showing it off. Well, because you know, this is a Let's Play. And it costs 500 Pokédollars to get in, and we got 30 Safari Balls. So, let me go ahead and explain how the Safari Zone works, this whole gimmick here. So, basically, you have a total of 500 steps, so I'll probably pull up the, yeah, so you're right there. Look on the top left of the screen. Those are the number of steps you've taken, and however many steps you have left. There are 500 total. And if you reach to 0 steps, then the PA will call you and tell you that the Safari game is over. Now, for catching Pokemon, here's how it works. Unlike all the other battles that you did, like the wild battles, it's very different. You actually don't get to battle the Pokemon outright. Instead, you actually just have to catch it. And this is our encounter with Doduo, by the way, and also that is the pre-evolved form of Dodrio. Because we have encountered Dodrio, but we haven't met Doduo, so there you go. So how this works is that, like, thankfully the Pokemon won't attack you. It does have some reactions, like, you know, sometimes they'll just watch carefully. So you can either just throw the ball right there, and, you know, you just have to, like, hope for the best, like, see if it's gonna get caught or not. And you also have the bait or the rock. The bait, it'll make the Pokemon eat it. Which means that'll make it more like... well, less likely for it to flee, but less likely for it to get caught. And for the rock, if you throw a rock at the Pokemon, then it'll get pissed off, and it just kind of... It's the opposite of bait, basically. Like, you know, more likely for it to get caught, but more likely for it to run. And it's actually very complicated like that, so I recommend for you not to bother with either the bait or the rock. It's better off to just throw the ball instead, because, you know, the way the bait and the rock worked, it's just really pointless and unnecessary if they just work like that. I really don't know why they just implemented it like that. I just don't get that. It's really stupid and absurd. I just don't get that at all. But yeah, the thing about the Safari Zone is that, and yes, I'm actually throwing away some of my items, and for a reason and one reason only, to make room for the items. Yeah, this game is very bad about that. I mean, there are just some items that I would hate to throw away because, you know, might piss some of you off, but there's no other choice left. I need to make room for important items, but I just didn't want to have to go all the way back to the Pokemon Center just to deposit items into the PC. Because then that would have been a wasted trip. And I really would have just wasted my time. So, yeah, that's one thing I really don't like about this game, is, like, just one item slot you have. You only have one item slot, and you can only carry up to 20 items. And then, like, you know, if you have a full bag, then the game just goes like, fuck you, you have no items, I can't even tell you what the name of the item is. Thankfully, Gen 2 fixed that, even though the item limit is still there, but at least they have, at least some of the items have their own sections, like, you know, key items, regular items, Pokeballs, and whatnot. And then in much later generations, then the item bag is unlimited, thankfully. But I've already ranted before about how the item bag is, and another thing about it, I digress. So, of course, I'm actually picking up items for no reason, because I am such a kleptomaniac when it comes to items in Pokemon. Actually, I'm just a kleptomaniac in general. Anyway, let's see, what else was I gonna say? So yeah, the thing about the Safari Zone, and here we have an Execute, it's actually the one area where you get to find rare Pokemon. Like, you know, Pokemon that are just not very common. Like, the ones that are hard to find, like, anywhere else in Kanto. It comes with, like, you know, either Kangaskhan, Rhyhorn, Execute, And you'll also be able to find some evolved forms of Pokemon that you wouldn't be able to otherwise find. They're just very hard and rare. And also, you remember when, like in the well, yeah, it wasn't the last episode when there was Chansey in the zoo in Fuchsia City. Yeah, Chansey actually is in the Safari Zone, and like I was talking about before, Chansey is luck-based. Hence the reason why like it's called Chansey, because well, actually more specifically, its Japanese name is Lucky, because of the fact that catching Chansey is luck-based. I heard yelling from outside of my room for some reason. I don't know if it was a TV or if it was one of my folks. And yeah, I am running out of steps right now. I don't have very many left, and so, yep, see? Only 9 left, and less. But yeah, this is what it looks like whenever you run out of steps. You'll basically get kicked out of the Safari Zone, and that really makes me sad. I'll just go ahead and cut right here, back to where I was before, with a bicycle. And yeah, as a matter of fact, I was so close to making it to the end, because I actually needed to go there. Because there are 2 of those important items, like this one right here, that is the gold teeth. And yeah, if you remember the Warden has trouble with his teeth, well, that is what we need. And there is a house right there, that is the secret house. It's right at the very end of the Safari Zone. And so for making it, we have a campaign prize, and that is HM03. What does that contain, you may ask? It's Surf. Yes, at long last we have been able to reach the house where we can get the HM Surf. And since we have the Soul Badge, we are now able to use Surf outside of battle. In other words, like I was saying in the last episode, Surf is actually one of those HM moves that I actually do tolerate, unlike most of the other HMs out there, but Surf is one of the very few good HMs here. It is a very powerful Water-type move. I think about, like, 90 power, if I remember correctly, I think. I don't know. But it's a very good Water-type move. I always use that on any Water-type Pokemon I have. Of course, I always have a Water-type Pokemon on my team, and no more room for items. Yay for that. But it's a good HM move to use. Like, not only is it powerful, but, you know, outside of battle, it lets you travel across water that you couldn't cross before, because for some odd fucking reason, the trainer is not able to swim. Apparently, he doesn't even know how to swim. Yeah, seriously though, why can't the trainer swim? I mean, Ash could actually do that in the anime. I don't know why the trainer can't do that himself. Oh, Mario could do that too. I just don't get it. And you know, they actually do lampshade this in this game. To be honest, they actually do. Because some of the trainers that you'll face when you're surfing on the water, they'll actually lampshade how you're only riding on a Pokemon and that you should just swim instead. That's something I wish the trainer would do. But no, because of Pokemon mechanics, the trainer does not know how to swim. And that makes me sad. That's just very sad. Indeed it is. But I digress. Anyway, so have I finished explaining about the Safari Zone? I think the end of the topic was just about the rare Pokemon. Yeah, I think that must be it. Yeah, so the Safari Zone was only around only for the first 4, well, except for Gen 2, although the Safari Zone actually did make it in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But I'll just say that Gen 2 itself didn't have a Safari Zone, because Hoenn did, and Sinnoh did as well. I am not going to count Kalos, because it only has the Friend Safari, which essentially it is not a Safari Zone. It doesn't even play like one either. And they actually did change the Safari Zone in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire as well, where you can actually just send out your Pokemon and just, you know, catch them. Which I'm actually kind of thankful for, to be honest. Because at least we didn't have a timer, or better yet, just a step limit. We can actually just go anywhere we want and just catch all the, whatever rare Pokemon there is, and not have to worry about anything. Which really makes me wonder why they didn't do that in earlier games. Why couldn't the other Safari Zones be like that? That's just completely inconsistent. Hey. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm not really much of a particular fan of the Safari Zone. I mean, one thing I do like about it is that you get to catch some rare Pokemon. but what I don't like about it is the step limit. Especially in this Safari Zone, because you're actually required to go in there just for those two items, the Surf and the Gold Teeth. Speaking of which, let's go and deliver the Gold Teeth to the Warden now. Wrong building, you stupid dumbass. This building. Good boy. Let's talk to the Warden, and we give the Gold Teeth to Warden. Yeah, no one could really understand your gibberish, so for that, he gives us... Oh my god, it's another HM! It's HM04, it contains Strength. And again, just like Surf, another good HM move. Another one that I like. It is a normal type move though, but it is pretty powerful. That's like 80 power, I think. Yeah, my memory is kind of foggy when it comes to however much power there is in some moves, but I do believe it's 80 power. And so, I'm going to teach that to Odin. And of course, since pretty much all of Odin's attacking moves are, well, actually all the moves, including Focus Energy, is Focus Energy also normal type, or is it Fighting type? I don't remember exactly, but the other attacking moves that Odin has are all normal type moves. Doesn't really have any other specific type for it, like, you know, Fighting types, but or even Ground types, which I really want it to learn a Ground type move like Dig, but I won't for some odd reason. Stupid game. It's even worse when apparently yeah, I kid you not, if you don't know this already, in Red and Blue only, they fixed that in Yellow thankfully, but in Red and Blue only, Charizard, despite it being part Flying type, and yeah, I actually gave away Charizard even though we haven't encountered it yet, but everybody knows Charizard. What am I even saying? I mean, if I just say Charizard, you already know what I'm talking about. I mean, everybody knows, except to those who don't even know jack shit about Pokemon. But anyway, in Red and Blue only, Charizard cannot learn Fly, despite it being part Flying type, and the first time I played this game, back when I was a kid, I tried to teach Fly to the Charizard that I use. It was not able to learn it, and that actually made me mad. I really couldn't understand it at all. And yet, thankfully, they actually fixed it in Yellow. I mean, I swear, Pokemon Red and Blue just didn't age well to me. But anyways, so, exciting news right here. Just now, Vader grew to level 32, and why is that a big deal for me? Well, that's because... Oh my god, Vader's evolving! Yes! Finally! Alright. See what it's gonna be. What's it gonna be? Ooh, the excitement is unraveling. Vader evolved into Venusaur. Yes, that's long last. After so long, Vader has now evolved into Venusaur. And not only that, our entire team is fully evolved. We now have a fully evolved team, all of them assembled. Let's check out the data. Venusaur, the seed Pokemon. The plant blooms when it is absorbing solar energy. It stays on the move to seek sunlight. And I gotta say though, Venusaur is, without a doubt, my favorite Pokemon of all time. I freaking love Venusaur. And yeah, I know what you guys think. Venusaur sucks. It's too weak. Charizard's better. Yeah. You know what? Venusaur deserves love. I mean, you guys here, focus your attention on Charizard and Blastoise, especially Charizard. And yeah, just no love for Venusaur. And that is very sad. So Venusaur deserves love, and it actually deserves a spot as my favorite Pokemon. I just love Venusaur so much. I really do. But anyways, yeah, I keep going on about how much I love Venusaur here. So, anyway. As you can see here, we are now surfing. We are surfing on the water with our Vaporeon. With a Mizu, actually. And as you're surfing, you'll come across trainers that are actually, well, pretty much all of them are swimmers. Well, all the male swimmers here, they're only the male ones. And for the female ones, they're only beauties. Of course, starting with Gen 2, they introduced female swimmers themselves. We have encountered a swimmer before. That was back in the gym in Cerulean City. Before we battled Misty. Now, Here's something I gotta say here about, the water levels. Or, I mean, the water routes in the Pokemon games. I really don't like the water routes at all. They're pretty much my least favorite things when it comes to Pokemon. Well, at least when you're traveling around the regions. For one thing, they're just kind of boring. They just seem pretty dull to me. I mean, there's some of the music, like, you know, the surfing music that can be a bit... That can be a bit peaceful. Well, specifically the one in, I guess you can say, the one in Gen 5, but... You know... They just seem to be pretty dull and kind of boring, and, you know... And one annoying thing about surfing, and yeah, by the way, it's our first encounter with Seeking, the evolved form of Goldeen does not evolve with the Water Stone, just by level, but anyway. Here's what's very annoying about surfing. Just like with Zubat when you're in caves, the only Pokemon, well, pretty much almost the entire time that you're going to encounter while surfing is Tentacool. Yes. Freaking Tentacool. That's pretty much the only thing you're going to encounter, well, for most of the time, actually, while you're surfing. Lots and lots of Tentacool. Tentacool everywhere. Of course, we have encountered Tentacool before, but I've already explained how annoying they are. It just drove me batshit crazy as I was surfing them, but the only reason we haven't been encountering them now is because of the repels. Thank you so much. Thank Arceus for all the repels that we have here. But seriously though, I'm really not a real big fan of this surfing routes. Yep, I'm gonna have so much fun with Hoenn. Wouldn't you agree? That's gonna be delightful. We're gonna have such a delightful time in Hoenn later on. Well, after we get through with Johto. So, anyways, yeah, pretty much all there is just swimmers, and we have a Tentacool. Awesome. Everybody likes Tentacools, right? They're the best things about it. No, they are fucking not. I know that Chaka Conroy actually did use a Tentacool in his Emerald Let's Play. But of course, I never actually used a Tentacool myself because I never really liked them. Although that could be hypocritical because I have used a Zubat before, and let's see, I think I used Zubat in Platinum, I think? No, that wasn't Platinum, that was, I was thinking about Chaka Conroy's Let's Play Platinum. I was mistaken. I never used Zubat. I did use it in Black 2 though, and I also used it in Omega Ruby as well. That's about it. Or did I use oh no, I couldn't have. Never mind. Anyways, I think there's actually one more Pokemon he's going to use that we haven't encountered yet. And that is Tentacruel. And for what you probably already know by the name, right after I said the next Pokemon, yeah, that is Tentacruel right there. And obviously enough, it is the evolved form of Tentacool. I love Tentacruel's sprite right there. Just look at it right there. I mean, it's actually crossing its arms like that. He's going like, "The fuck are you looking at? I don't want to deal with you anymore. This world sucks. Screw this world." I mean... And yeah, I know, there's another rap here, but... I mean, honestly though, and that's actually another kind of compliment I'm giving to one of the sprites in Red and Blue of all things. Again, I constantly shit on the Red and Blue sprites. Well, especially in, Japanese Red and Green, but, you know... There actually is some of the sprites in Red and Blue, just a few of them, that are absolutely hilarious, Tentacruel being one of them. I swear, that's gotta be one of my favorites, or that's actually gotta be my favorite Tentacruel sprite right there, without a doubt. It's my absolute favorite. If only that, well... Yeah, we didn't get to see the, Tentacruels like that in later gens. Not even on its 3D model, we never get to see it animate itself, just crossing its arms. There's actually no way right now. Hopefully they... Well, not even Sun and Moon. Even though Sun and Moon is very well known for having most of the callbacks from Gen 1, They couldn't even have Tentacruel cross its arms, being all pissy. Yeah, why couldn't you guys do that? I want to see Tentacruel all pissy. But anyways, I'm kind of going on there about Tentacruel sprites, so... Oh, and Fado's leveling up pretty fast. Well, that's because of all the, trainer battles I cut off already. There is a beauty, and that is the only kind of female swimmers you'll be encountering this gen, because female swimmers do not exist until Gen 2. But yeah, one other thing about the swimmers that you'll encounter a lot of the time in surfing routes is that they'll always use water-type Pokemon, and not just that. Like, you'll encounter lots and lots of water-type Pokemon, you'll just be battling them. But they don't give you very many Poké-Dollars after you defeat them. They give you around, like, something around the 100s. Just not very many. Beauties would be the exception, since, of course, they're rich. And they give you a lot. But, of course, if you were to play Fire and Leaf Green, since that's where they implemented the regular female swimmers, then yeah, you won't get that much. I know, I'm sounding like a greedy asshole there. I'm not greedy at all. It's not true, though. But... when it comes to games, though, only in video games, then yeah, I would like a lot more, but in real life, no. Just no, I wouldn't do that. Anyways, just a few more of those trainers, and I think that'll be it for this video, of course. I think I cut off this battle, didn't I? I actually recorded this footage before I went off on my vacation, just so you know. So my memory is slightly foggy, but I actually did cut off this battle, so... Anyway, it looks like that'll be it for this episode, so... Next time on Let's Play Pokemon Red, we are going to go over to the west side and more of those water routes. Well, actually, one more water route, until we reach a dead end. Well, there's actually a dungeon there that we could explore, but I don't want to do that just yet. We'll do that later on, though. Because I'm going to want to show that off, and there's actually something I want to get there. Not that it's required, but it is something, of course. And after that, there's actually a very long training route. It is actually the eastern side of Kanto, but it's also the alternate route to get to Fuchsia City if you don't want to take the cycling road from Lavender Town. Well, on that side, so that's probably what we'll do, just to show that off, and also just to... level up my Pokemon, so... in the next episode, we'll be doing that. So until then, see you guys later.